Side pointer. Today, I'm going to take 5 minutes and help you understand your taxes better at this halfway point during the year. And it's more important than ever that you understand what's going on because there are a lot of law changes, a lot of reversions to the older law, a lot of life changes, which can make 2022 a more problematic year with a great deal more risk for refund shock. Now, refund shock is simply when you don't get the refund you expect, or it's not as big as you expect, or worse, you can owe. Now, you can mitigate or reduce refund shock with a very simple process of estimating your taxes both at mid-year, which is right now, and towards year end. And then you can adjust by having your company withhold more taxes as is needed through your wages or through making bigger estimated payments. And it's a pretty simple process on the surface, but you can make it as complex as you like. Here's what you'll need to do to get started. First, you need to find last year's tax return. It's a great roadmap and a guide on how to do your mid-year tax estimate. Secondly, you'll need your June 30 pay stub with your year-to-date earnings and your year-to-date taxes. And if you're self-employed, either part-time or on the side, you'll also need your June 30 income activity for the first 6 months and any estimates that you made. And what you're simply going to do is take those half-year amounts and double them for a full year estimate. So you take your tax return, take that June 30 pay stub, find the earnings, multiply that by 2 for a full year estimate, and put that on your tax return as your estimate, best case, best guess for the full year. Do the same thing for any interest that you might have, dividends, earnings from virtual currencies, losses that you might have, and capital gains and other activities that typically you had last year that you probably have this year. Then you'll adjust your other income and adjustments for things that went away or that got reduced. For example, if you had child tax credit or dependent care credit or any credits that were bigger last year from the tax law changes, those might need to be adjusted downward. Same thing for a new dependent. You'll need to add the tax benefits for that if it's new, reduce them if it's gone. You'll do the same thing for your deductions, whether they be itemized or standard. You'll just generally fill in the lines next to the amounts on your tax return and see how they look for the full year. You add all the income items up, you deduct all your deductions, and you'll calculate taxable income. Then you go to your irs.gov website, figure out what your best estimate is for the tax rate for your tax bracket, and calculate your taxes due. Now, that's the first part. You calculate your taxes based on your income and your deductions. Next, you'll take your W-2 or your pay stub through June 30, take those taxes withheld, and multiply that by 2 for a full year estimate of taxes that will be withheld from your wages. If you're a self-employed person and you made a couple of estimates so far and you plan to do the same, you multiply those total amounts by 2 to get the total taxes that you've paid in year to date. You'll also adjust your credits, again, up or down if they're the same or similar or gone, and you'll have taxes paid in and tax credits that you have. You add those two together, you compare it with that earlier number, tax liability. And the difference is either the refund that you're going to expect or the balance due that you might owe. And if it's in alignment with what you're thinking that you were getting or what you got last year, that's great. You may simply be done if you're confident of the amount, the accuracy, and no surprises. On the other hand, if you get a result a lot different than last year and a lot different than you expect, you may need to take action. And action can be as simple as increasing your withholding by seeing your HR department and adjusting your W-4 and taking more out of your paycheck each week, or making a bigger estimated tax payment if you're self-employed. In either case, you need to take some action because if you stay on the same arc or on the same path, that estimate may be what happens to you at tax time. Now, the good news is you have 6 months left to adjust that. There's also more good news. If you're getting a big refund and it's bigger than you like, you can lower your amount of withholding and perhaps put more cash in your paycheck each week. But do that very cautiously because this is just an estimate and a lot of moving parts can happen both up till now and up for the rest of the year. So go forth with great confidence that you've done it right if you have that. If not, you may need to get some help from a tax pro. Now, at Jackson Hewitt, we love taxes and we love to help people with their mid-year estimate and even getting them ready for year end. So if you need help, seek out a tax pro. Many locations are open year round, even at this important Tax Talk Live poolside time. So get some help, avoid refund shock, and take action as you need to with the next 6 months that are left in the year and have a great tax experience.